Winter clearance is on now, and you can score.
Oh, what a day, Tessa. There are people in the chat. Welcome in, everyone. I saw a couple people saying this is their first time joining. So welcome if you've never listened to Jocks and Jills before or hopped in on one of our live shows. We're happy to have you. Tessa and Julia here. We're breaking down all the action over in Italy, and holy was there ever action. If you're really from under a rock and you've never ever listened to Jocks and Jills before, Tessa, of course, was on the 2010 Olympic gold medal team. And there's people in the chat, Tessa, asking if you could even show your face after that game. Like you're in no way associated with that performance.
What, guys, what are we even talking about? I don't even play on the team anymore. I am not responsible for any part of that.
No.
I was cheering for good hockey, though. I will tell you that. Because, like, it's hard not to be a fan of Team USA. I don't care if you're Canadian American. Of course, from Canadian roots, I'm rooting for, my home team to do well. But, like, you look at the American roster, you're like, damn, that's a good hockey team right there.
Oh my gosh, you just gotta. We're big fans of hockey, to your point, and close hockey. So that's the only tragic part, that it's a 5-0 game, and after like halfway through the first period, you kind of know the way that cookie's gonna crumble. But man, you just have to tip your cap to the United States team and their roster and the way that they showed up, like from top to bottom. And we're gonna have a lot of great American representation on this show, so you won't have to listen to just two Canadians talk about how awesome they are. We're gonna have Courtney Kennedy on. We're gonna have Scrupon, Haley Scrupon. We're gonna get Florence Shelling on to talk a little bit of goaltending. But Tessa, just give us your opening thoughts here. And of course, we haven't mentioned they played without Marie-Philippe Poulin too, which changes the vibe for that Canadian team.
No poo in this lineup. Totally fine. Totally get it. I wouldn't have played her in this game either. Here's my breakdown. Team USA played exactly the way I expected them to play. Exactly the way they've played against Canada every freaking time. You expect offense from the defense. You expect face-off plays. You expect a lot of Murphy. USA, bravo. Hell of a game. Canadians, on the other hand, I'll get real with you. Just quickly, and I'll get Courtney Kennedy to chime in on all of these, but Caroline Harvey opens the scoring, off of a face-off play, which was great. Love face-off plays. I am all for face-off plays, but who the hell lets someone like Caroline Harvey walk right down Broadway untouched, unchallenged, okay? And I don't care if you say, oh, I had the shot lane. Have you watched Harvey and Layla Edwards play any type of hockey? They don't give a crap if you're in the shot lane. They change every angle. Every time. They're never shooting in the lane that they have the puck in. It's always a change of angle. Always. So you got to get out and you got to pressure up at the blue line. I know they're great. Caroline Harvey is like equivalent to friggin' Lane Hudson to me on the blue line. They can tap dance up there like the best of them, and they're unreal. But tap dancing doesn't always equal shot or scoring chance. So the more you make them tap dance and move, the more you're alleviating pressure behind you, and I guess your goaltending pressure, if you will, because they're looking at Harvey thinking, crap, something's coming. Secondly, the Bilka goal. Gross feed by Murphy. Abby Murphy, take a shower. You are filthy. That started off as a missed pass, okay? That was an errant pass. She missed it. Puck goes into the D zone. Murphy being Murphy, making something out of nothing. You give that girl oranges, she's going to make you the best lemonade you ever tasted. It's like, come on. Are you even real? Is this fair? Like, how are you this good? So she gets in the corner, and obviously the Canadians being irked by Murphy being Murphy, which is problem number one for Canada that they need to resolve. Both D don't even shoulder check and go right to Murphy. Murphy gave it 2 glances and was like, watch this sweet backhand pass, guys. Feeds Bilka right on her freaking tape, and Bilka's like, thanks. So you got a 2-0 game there. Good news for Canada. These are 2 things that you can adjust, okay? The third goal, don't even get me started on Sims. If that's not goaltender interference, I have no idea what goaltender interference is. Something about these Wisconsin players that get away with goalie interference.
I knew that was going to trigger you. And it was such a similar play, too. Because
Dude.
I think the only way, like I said this in our text chat, too, the only way that I could see them calling that back was, like, did they think that O'Neill pushed
Contact
Sims
was made before
into the
O'Neill touched
goalie?
it.
That was when the bear hug was made, but the contact, I think, was beforehand. I don't know.
either way, I don't know what goaltender interference is.
No,
I'm
none of us
admitting
do,
it here
clearly.
right now if that's goaltender interference. But I'd rather that call happen in this game. The referees and everybody have a chance to sit down and look at it and then decide what it is going to be moving forward for the medal rounds because they need to figure that out.
To try to challenge that one after it had already been looked at for so long, though. Like,
Did
I
they
know
look
it was
at
for
it for the
something
right
different.
reasons, though? I think they were looking, did she shove the pad in, which to me is still goalie interference. I think she touched the puck first, so that negated it. I don't know the rules and everything. I was trying to look. I took Haley Salvian's word, who is from The Athletic, and she read through the IHF rulebook, and she was like, that based on the rulebook and the words that are in it, that is goalie interference. But that doesn't even bother me, okay? That doesn't bother me. So 3-0, if it's not a goal, it's still 2-0. Team Canada's still playing like a bag of pucks. Belka's goal makes it 4-0. This was a 3-on-2 play, okay? It was a little bit of a turnover. 2 Canadian players were back checking, both of which stopped skating at the blue line, and they just looked at Murphy. And it's like, call me crazy, but I can't remember a time in my freaking career where I held the hand of an American player. That's what that is, holding hands. You lay lumber on them, you whack them, and you get in their space. Why were the feet stopped? I don't get it. So good for Team Canada. This is something else that you can fix. Like, what are we watching for? Like, Murphy officially owns Team Canada. Murphy is the Prime Minister of Canada, of women's hockey. Okay? She owns us. She is in our heads. We have nightmares about her. She tells us what to do out there, and she scores badass goals against us. Murphy owns us, okay? The other thing with Canada is, like, how many times are we going offside here? I don't care if your lines are messed up because one of your players
I wanted to actually
is out
ask
of the
you about
lineup.
that.
That is complete BS. You know how to play hockey.
Okay, remember 2020, what tournament was in Denmark? 2021, when it was really small ice and the neutral zone was really small. And I remember Erin Ambrose going offside a whole bunch of times and talking to her about it after the fact. I wanted to ask you as a player, like, why are we seeing so many offsides, and how does a smaller neutral zone affect that?
Rule number one, you got the puck, you get it over the line.
Yeah.
If there's speed, you get it in and then cut across if you need, because everybody's going offside. Like, it should only take 1 to 2 times to learn that. Back when I played, Danielle Goyette, if you didn't make a pass to her and she thought she should have gotten it, she would purposely go offside on you.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
to
so
teach
epic.
you move it up or you get over the line. Enough of this. So you would do it once and then she'd sit at the bench and look at you and you're like, I get it, man. Like, I got it. Anyways, the Canadians, when they did have the puck and they were on a rush, there was no support. None. No one to pass to, no one to make a play with, but they were also terrified. They were scared. And it's like, I get it. I respect this American team a lot. They are good, but you shouldn't grant them that much respect out there. Take the puck to the net, make them haul you down, push Frankel back in her crease, get her thinking a little bit, especially when you had nothing. It was 4-0 with 7 minutes left. I'm like, start crashing the net. What else are you doing? You're
that was the disappointing part
from the
to me.
blue
No
line?
response.
Sweet. Then what? Like, what were you And you know what I would do if I was the Canadian brass or coach or whatever? Pooh was sitting there watching that entire game. I would have had her with a clipboard and said, mark the time of game and exactly the description of the plays that you think we need to improve. Because quite frankly, when coaches start honing in on things and they start cracking the whip and talking about all this stuff, sometimes it goes numb. If Pooh walks in that room and starts running video, are you listening?
Everyone's going to be scared.
Absolutely. Anyways, you know what time it is now, right? It's a good time.
It's time for Courtney's Corner.
So awesome. There she is, Courtney Kennedy, and a very special guest. In addition to Courtney Kennedy, we got Haley Skarupa on the pod, Olympic gold medalist, obviously, as well.
3-time world champ, U18 champ. She's been there and done that. She's
done it all. She's
a hell of a player.
Medals all around.
Yeah.
So you heard the breakdown from a Canadian perspective, someone who's got a medal on the Canadian side of things. But wow, you guys must have had. Where are you right now? Can you give us listeners the background?
Sure, we're at I'd say a friendly neighborhood bar.
Yeah.
In Watertown, Massachusetts.
Beautiful.
Anyone from around this area would know Donahue's. They would know in a heartbeat.
I feel like I've even heard that
Great spot.
She's mentioned it before, I feel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Court's mentioned Donahue's.
Yep. Donahue's in Boston, you know.
Hey, they got some good reception. They got the game on. Like, what else do you want? What was everybody selling hard in that bar? It must have been with that result for the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it was an afternoon crowd. So I would say a lot of lunch specials, not necessarily, the nighttime situation. But we know the bartender, so he puts the game on. We got the volume on it. It's a fantastic spot. They treat us very well.
There was a good round table when the goalie interference thing was going on. There was a
lot of discussion.
Locals were
Okay,
chiming
tell
in.
us. Let's continue it here.
Yeah, on the American side, what do you guys see?
We thought goalie interference all day. We literally were waiting because it's a process in the IHF to get to goalie interference. Like, the refs don't look at that. That has to be a challenge from the coach. And so you're waiting for Troy to do that. He does it, and we were like, oh, it's coming back.
And Pooh even thought, I don't know if you saw on your broadcast,
though.
but Pooh was like, yeah, cheering. I don't think she understood a word the ref said. and then Kaylee Osborne was next to her and was like, no, man, don't cheer. Like, it's a goal. And she was like, oh.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I honestly, I would have bet money. I would have bet big money that was going to be reversed.
Yeah.
I thought it was not going to be just because it should have been. I thought it probably wouldn't because that's how a lot of IHF refs
Such
operate.
a good point.
Opposite
Like,
day.
who knows what goalie interference is? Nobody.
Not us.
But at the end of the day, that goal getting called back would not have changed the result of that game. Absolute domination from the United States. You talked about Bilka yesterday. She had an awesome game with 2 goals, but Abby Murphy, I think, drew 4 penalties, had 3 assists. Like, what else could we say about Abby Murphy? Tessa has officially declared her Prime Minister of women's hockey in Canada, and I think that we got to update her Wikipedia to just be that. She's owning the Canadians right now.
She owns us.
She definitely, like, today was the first game where I was watching them when she was in their head big time.
Huge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's such an emotional distraction. It takes a lot of your energy. It does take a lot out of you. And so you don't have Poulin in the game. She's getting under your skin. She's drawing penalties, throwing some things around. And yeah, I would definitely say she had their brains. She definitely had their brains.
Every inch.
Yeah.
Never mind the feeds. Like, the feeds to Bilks, like, that's insane. They're both low to high, a lot of low to high passes with quick rips from USA. And Bilk is shot ready to go. She's built for that. Back of the net. See you later.
I know.
What were you going to say? You were going to say something?
I was just going to, like, similar to what Court was saying, that it sucks when someone's getting under your skin in the physical realm, but also then, like, producing. Like, because then it's like, what do you do with that? She's drawing penalties and then she's making these phenomenal plays. It's hard mentally to, like, forget about that because she's just constantly there, both, in the penalty box and on the score sheet. So, yeah, that sucks.
What do you do with that? Like, I don't know at all. Who could be that response for Team Canada? Do you see a player in that roster that could respond to that, or is it going to require more of a group effort?
Yeah, I don't. She's in the stands, the one who could respond, unfortunately. The only one, in my opinion, but.
No, and I also think just watching Canada today, very underwhelming in terms of just their, like, giddy up and compete level. And so I don't even know what legs you have to stand on to front that when you're not just playing the game, I think, at a very basic level of, like, covering all the bad guys. Like,
no defensive
no
play.
urgency, like,
None.
not even looking around on that first one that you talked about, that missed pass that Murph gets to, put a stick down, try to block the pass. If you're not going to pick up bodies, who coming back isn't looking around for bodies? And so to me, it was just a lot of pieces to the game that I'm not used to seeing on the Canada side. And is it US exploiting that stuff? Is this a quick fix for Canada? But just a lot of open holes and a lot of heavy shots coming in.
And, like, correct me if I'm wrong. There was when you guys played against Canada, like, you respected them, but that doesn't mean you give them time and space out there, right? If anything,
Yeah, you
that
respect them,
just,
but you don't fear them. You don't fear them. You respect them.
you saw the fear in Canada. Admit it.
Yeah, they gave him a lot of time and space.
It's crazy.
Layla Edwards.
I was going to say Layla's goal, like,
Yeah.
coming down
can't give her
Broadway.
that.
You can't just drop your stick down on one knee and think that's good enough because
She's putting that.
she's like 6'2", like that's a different shot coming in on a goalie. You have to take away that immediately. So, yeah.
And it's impressive how I touched on it a bit. Her and Harvey just constantly change the angle on their shots. So, like, fronting a shot, you're not even really fronting it. If anything, you sure front the shot, but have your stick on puck
Stick
in
has
its
to be on
way
puck.
all the time. And you're pressuring. It's the only way you can really defend these good players. But right now, the Americans are probably like, I don't know. That game is obviously a confidence booster, and you're like, okay, we saw the worst of them. Let's say Pooh does come back and Canada breathes a little bit of life and, really hits the video and realizes, okay, I think for Team Canada to even make this a game, they have to play the tightest defense they've ever played in their life. Almost like Finland and Switzerland style defense, the most boring. And then when the puck turns over and you maybe get an opportunity or a chance, you got to strike on those. And that's how you're playing this game. Because player for player, if we're going to go, and I'm being honest, skill-wise, it's not there. This has got to be like a full team effort.
It has to be by the team. And to your point, like in that D zone, when you do get a breakup or there's an opportunity to get a loose puck, they have to be first touch on that.
Yeah.
That's your opportunity. You finally defended it. There's your chance to breathe. That's got to be gotten. That's not the right way to say that. But you need to get the puck. That's either chip out to some speed. But a lot of times when Canada got it and finally they're in the neutral zone, it felt like they were changing. They were tired.
We're just living.
So it's a 1-on-4. They never had numbers up. They didn't even put it deep in some of those, scenarios where I thought it was more of a 1-on-1 play off the wall for USA. And so I just thought they looked disconnected. I didn't think Canada looked like they were playing as a big, powerful unit up and down that ice.
Yeah. On the American side, is that the game you expected to see?
Yeah, I did. I mean, those players, like we were just talking about the depth, like once you get past the first two lines, like this third and fourth, it's like, who is the first and second and third line? It's just, they have incredible depth, and the speed is like, it's suffocating. And like being in those games where you just can't get anything going against those types of teams where there's so much depth, like I expected them to come out like that. Like those players are hungry, they're ambitious, and they're relentless. And that's how they've been playing all year and throughout the rivalry series too.
I thought Coiner was going to get one. Debay made a huge save. She came across with the pad. But you know what? It didn't matter because Drew got a puck in that game. I don't know if you saw.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Drew was like MVP in that game. He was such a star.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a good question in the chat. It says, this is from You Mad Brother, is part of the hesitation youth versus veterans, is Canada anticipating the USA youth speed to the point of hesitation? What do you guys think? It kind of felt like there was hesitancy.
I think that's a valid point that you bring up, and it could be. I mean, to me, it's just a hockey game, so your players are your players. They happen to be young, they happen to be old, but if that's what you went in with and that's your game plan, well, what is it? Because, those players need to show up and show that vet style. And seeing a kid like Murph get under their feathers, I don't know, vets don't do that.
No.
That, don't take my emotion, don't take my energy. I'm putting it all into my team and trying to score a goal. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. And I want the best game ever. And I'll be honest, Scroops and I at the end of it were thinking that there was more offense that came out of the Czech game and the Swiss game, just in terms of watching it straight up. Like, there was more offense out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair to say.
Somebody else in the chat, Court, wants to know if they call you coach at this bar.
That's too close to home. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh my God.
That's an insider. That's somebody in the bar right now.
So you gotta look around. You gotta leak.
There's a mole.
I got a hood up on the way out.
Donahue's. There's a mole.
There's a crowd of people out there when we walk out. We got the whole
coach.
You're gonna have all the autograph seekers outside the bar.
I love it. Someone's chirping me on why I got the American flag in the back. Just so everybody knows, my set used to be this way. I got the Canadian and the American flag going. All you see is the American flag. So it's because
all of America.
I rep the P-dub, guys. Okay, I rep the P-dub.
Yeah,
Don't
you got to
worry.
rep both.
Yeah.
In talking about Abby Murphy's excellence, we got to talk about her, like, I guess, antics as well. Some people talking about the diving. Like, do you make anything of embellishment, or is she just doing what she has to do to sell those calls?
That's on the refs, If they
that's
don't have
no one's
context,
fault but the refs. 100%.
You should kind of know the type of player she is, and if they don't, then that's on you, type thing. Like, we know the type of player she is, right? But
yeah,
like we were hoping it wouldn't have been like when that penalty on what was it,
Fillier?
Yeah,
or turnbull.
Yeah, like they're going to look at it. I'm like, what are you looking at? Like, they should just know
that's who it is.
That play too. I don't know. Did you see her kind of take a peek up on the change, and then she like kept her head sideways?
The Philly one?
The Philly one.
Yeah.
I felt like she knew. She was like, oh, I know. I'm just going to keep this line.
She's a
I know
smart
this
gal.
is happening.
I think she's a
not
really
looking
smart
that-
hockey player.
Her intelligence is wild.
No, the girl's a really smart hockey player. She knows what she's doing. Nothing's
unreal.
by accident.
It's the game within the game.
She's got
you
the
know, you gotta
biggest
play the game within the game.
smile on her face the whole time too. Like she knows exactly what she's doing, and that's got to make Team Canada even matter, right? And
You just gotta
obviously it did
ignore
today.
It's so hard. But
Yeah,
listen,
if you like hit me or hit my goalie and then you smile at me,
It's
losing
worse
it.
too, knowing like that she was expecting that to be a penalty, knowing that was like the plan all along, and Canada knows that, right? Like that's even for me. Like if I'm on the other side, like that makes it so much worse and like infuriating. So
Yeah.
she
like,
does a
it
good
worked.
job. Yeah.
It worked.
Who was that for Canada in 2018 for you guys? Anybody, or did the Lamoureux just own that real estate as well? Because I know the Lamoureux were like the OGs of that. Actually, Rugger was.
Yeah,
She got people fired up.
Rugger,
The Lambs were definitely that spark plug during that next era. if you
yeah.
will.
Was there anybody
were-
on Canada that year?
Not that I can remember.
Me neither.
I mean, Apsy always got me annoyed.
Yeah, well, Apsy was good coming across the blue line, train tracks.
Yeah, like she
Pretending
was
she
somebody who
was
hit
looking
the goalie
away.
extra.
She would just take everybody out, even in practice, by the way, against us. That's where she practiced, but she
No, I
owned that.
respect that. She just does
Yeah.
it everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of her, by the way.
Me too. One of my favorite teammates. She was my
Yeah, she's the
airplane
best.
buddy.
I'm also a fan. Yeah.
Yeah, we are both
Yeah.
fans of Apsy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Practice
Gapsy's
how you
the best.
play. You got to do what you got to do.
I literally just sent her pictures every Olympic year. She used to buy like we talked about it in her episode. She used to buy like the oldest like beater, and she bought this red beater. Oh my Lanta, Jackie! I
Wait,
gotta
what's a
send
beater? What do you mean a beater?
like an
a-
old beat up car. Does that make sense?
Yep, I know. Okay, now I know.
And
So-
this thing was a unit. And she's called me one day and she was like, "Hey, are you and Catherine Ward home?" I'm like, "Yeah, this was back in 09." She's like, "I just picked up a beautiful car." I'm like, "Oh, here we go." She's like, "I'm going to be pulling around we lived in townhouses. I'm going to be pulling
you can
around.
hear it.
We could hear this thing coming." Jackie, I just sent you the picture. I don't know if you're able to get it up at all, but it was this red, like Cruella de Vil car. We found an old like McDonald's French fry in the back that hadn't
my God.
molded at all. We were like,
Yeah,
"How
that's-
long is this thing?" It reeked like gas. It was like the most legendary automobile. Anyways, Jillian Apps, the legend of, she's probably one of the greatest to ever do it in terms of her skill and size. Stacy kind of mimicked her game after Jillian Apps a little bit, and then she kind of gave it a little uptick in the past couple years. There was moments in that game where I felt Laura Stacy was like throwing the team on her back and going, but then I felt like nothing came of it. Is that
I thought she
because-
had a good fight. Like when she went in and on Frankel there and kind of gave a little extra swipe in there on the goalie.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need something to get your group going. And I go, okay, here it is. That's their little punch to say, all right, let's get fired up as a group. And I do think Stacy kept putting her hand up, trying to get it all going, but
Yeah.
didn't look like a lot of was following suit.
Yeah,
felt-
we were talking about it. She was like the only one who really like stood out because like she had some fight and she was trying to hunt pucks. But it's like if you're F1, you get the puck, and we're F2 and F3. It's like
Nowhere.
then we're just turning it over because how can you, outskate Megan Keller and KK and all those people on your own, right? So,
Yeah.
but
KK
she
had
was
a great game.
She
Oh
was
my gosh,
trying.
yeah.
It's fast.
I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Oh,
Oh
you
my-
got it, Jack.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
nice,
you go.
Jackie.
Can you see it?
No.
That's
But
the
I see
automobile.
what you did. Yes.
Wow.
Does she still have it?
No, that thing died and broke down. So then she bought this other car that was like, that had like lights on the side, like blue lights, and it was lowered. This like white little race car thing that was so old. And we lived in Calgary. Why you would buy a lowered vehicle? It
Never mind
didn't-
how she could get into it.
Exactly. She probably had that. She was sitting in the back seat driving the thing. Anyways, it got stuck in a snowstorm in the middle of the highway and she just ditched it there.
And never went back for it?
Never
Ever?
went back for it. Just
That's so funny.
Well,
It's
It's
life
still
as
there.
What a run.
It's
What a
still
run.
there.
It's
Legend
still
says
sitting
it's
there.
still there.
The
Look at
legend
this.
has
Still
it.
there today.
If you guys are watching on video right now, you can see this awesome photo of Jillian Apps and her.
Like that is the Cruella de Vil car, just red.
Is it an Oldsmobile? I think my Nana had a
You're-
very similar card to
My
this, except it was white.
You just said your Nana. Your Nana and Abs had the same cat.
Yeah, my Nana was a cool cat. She was a cool cat at the casino. She rolled up in that thing, and she was owning the place.
I
Okay,
love it.
before we let you guys go, any specific adjustments you think Canada can make if they make it to the gold medal game? If it winds up being Canada USA in the gold medal game, how do you think they respond and adjust in order to make this a little bit of a closer game?
I mean, do you want to kick it off here?
Get Pooh back in the lineup. However, can would be first and foremost.
Yep.
And, I mean, I think it's just like the tenacity. It's like there's a very small margin for error, obviously. So you need to close out soon. Urgency, hunting pucks, but having people being like close to the battle and getting on pucks. Like you can't give them that much time and space. And in the defensive zone, like, blocking shots and maybe getting to the point where they can't even get a shot. But I don't know how you do that because there's just so many layers to US's team. So my first step would just be find a way to get Pooh back in and see that will help, obviously, in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And I mean, in general, in the Olympics, like you need to play with a lot of heart. And I think that I expect that they have more heart than that to give.
You would hope.
Yeah, right?
It's the Olympic Games, man.
Yeah, and then maybe they need to be reminded of that, in this preliminary game, and that'll help them out. But to me, this is just a little wake-up call that it's going to be harder to win than that. So they're going to have to show up a little more heart. That, the other piece is just, as a team, like, I don't know, maybe blow the zone with both wingers. Make it weird. Like, if you got to make that offensive zone, like make it huge, make your D zone bigger, chip it out. Maybe mix it up just to get the U.S. group thinking a little different. Or maybe they go back to their locker room. Hey, remember, we got to watch these guys if they're flying out. But at one point, if you're just getting beat up, like straight up 5-on-5, you're getting beat, then you got to make some changes that try to give you back, that offensive upside. And, it wasn't a lot of hope out there today. So they got to show up with a lot more heart than that.
100%. I will go with that. I will say there's questions surrounding like, the veterans, can they not keep up with the young players? To me, this is strategy. This was a strategy and heart fail. So, I mean, you can't teach heart. You just got to make sure you get the players going some way or another. But strategy wise, like clearly the way you've been approaching the games against the U.S., this entire rivalry series, and now at the Olympics ain't working. So what are you changing? Like these players are very smart players. It's like the NHL playoffs. The most skilled team doesn't always win. It's the teams willing to do the hard stuff, the ones willing to play the right way. That's who wins. So get them to play the right way. Give them the blueprint. Give them the blueprint to play the right way. It's going to come down to hopefully a tighter game, not a 5-0 loss. And, if it's 2-1 in the end and you lose, that's okay. You had the right blueprint. Everybody gave everything, left it out on the ice. That's it. That's the way hockey goes sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, we hope to see it because I want a good game. I don't want a 5-0 blowout ever.
That's
I
what
mean,
we're
I
going
think
for.
like the World Championship game was April. It wasn't that long ago, and that was an overtime game. Like,
Right.
It's not like the veterans got that much older. The U.S. team didn't change that much really at all. So it's like that was pretty recent. So it's not like the skill and speed discrepancy could possibly change that much. So it's like going back to whatever they were doing then, because that was obviously that was a really close, exciting game. Anyone could have won that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True that. Good
100%.
point.
It wasn't so
Don't
long
tell
ago.
them too much.
Okay, wait. Last one from the chat from you, Court. Last question about the established. Yeah, people want to know if you specifically brought that flag to the bar.
Yeah, we brought it. I went back to my elementary school and I
put it on
brought
top of
this
her
back.
car.
Yeah, it was
You
Christmas
drove it
style.
over.
in the cafeteria. We just snuck it over here.
I love
Okay,
it.
perfect. That's what I was hoping for.
That was
Thank
the
you
real
so
question.
Yeah, that was the real question. It's Jocks and Jills, baby. That was the real question.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much.
You're
Appreciate
the best.
it.
Thanks
Hey,
for coming
anytime.
soon.
Nice
Thank
seeing
you
you guys.
Appreciate y'all. Oh,
Haley
they're the best.
Skarupa, Coach Courtney Kennedy, just like one of our favorites.
We got to get Scroops on more often.
Yeah, seriously. That was such a nice surprise today to get the double dip.
Yeah.
So good.
Just got to give a shout out to Debian who notched the 1,000 save. I believe the 1,000th save came on the save from Kendall Coyne. That awesome chance. So she joins Shannon Zabados and Kim St. Pierre, a couple legends who have made 1,000 saves in a Canadian jersey at an IHF event.
A legend herself. Do you want to bring in another?
Flo?
legendary goalie. Now that we're
Yeah,
talking tennis,
do I?
Okay, let's bring in Florence Shelling
For Flow State.
for
Hello.
Flow State. Flo, you've been waiting so patiently. It's the midst of the night where you are, so we really appreciate you staying
I
up late night
know.
for these chats
Of
with us. We love
course.
you. Okay, so I want to talk about. Let's talk about Can USA first. Aaron Frankel looks totally unbeatable. We're not used to seeing Anne Renee Desbiens let 5 past her. I think there was a couple like posts that beat her too. Was this just pure USA domination in your mind, or did you see anything in ARD's game that maybe she'd want to
Yeah.
tighten up?
Because they got to be a hard team to play against, not only as a team, but as a tendy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like you guys were analyzing like goalies so well before. I'm like, hats off to
Wow.
you
Well,
guys.
thank
Like
you.
really good.
It's an honor.
Like I gotta be honest. Like this to me is USA domination.
Mm.
Like there is not much that Anne Renee could have done like differently. There's not much. And like I'm talking here like out of my own experience too. Like back when I was still playing, USA was always the hardest opponent to play against
Really?
as a goalie.
Why? How
As
so?
a goalie. And like I've been talking to like other goalies about that, and everybody says the same thing.
Really?
USA is hard.
Is it because they come
It's-
at you in waves?
There's so much to it. Like for example, like you mentioned it before, Tessa, about the change of angle on every shot. It's not like, hey, like the shot is coming from this angle every single time. No, it changes. Every player shoots at a different angle. The same players, like they never shoot twice from the same angle.
Right.
Then there's the speed, there's the creativity that we see. Like they're basically not really like, I mean, they're very structured, but then at the same time they're not. Like
Right.
as a goalie, it's extremely difficult to like anticipate what is the next save that you have to make.
You almost have to think it's going to be the most outlandish, beautiful highlight reel play every time.
Yeah.
That's what you're guessing.
Yeah, every single time. And it's like, where are you in that highlight play?
Yeah.
Like, on what side of the highlight reel are you?
Yeah.
And most of the time,
Totally.
you're not on like the good side of the
Yeah.
highlight reel when you play the US. And like there's just like so much more to it. Like the way they put pressure on the net, like the net front presence that they have. They keep skating. They're not very like static. They keep skating. So like players come into the high slot, then they leave again, and so on. Like as a goalie, like you got to be on your toes the whole time. You got to like have your head on a swivel and like check like where are all these players? Where are
Yeah.
they going? Like what passing lanes open up, and so on and so on. So it's extremely challenging to play against the US. And like I had it back in the days when I was playing. It was before I was even part of the national team. I know previous goalies that had like the same difficulties playing against the US. And like I see it now with the goalies as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they have you thinking the game as opposed just to entering the flow state, if you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
So the rubber's burning for everybody.
For
Yeah.
everybody. Like
Yeah.
literally.
And could you imagine having a character like Abby Murphy flying around there in front of you? Like,
Sims is always cutting through that crease.
Yeah.
Always.
There's always something. Like there's not like a situation where you're, and like, you know, we see Canada. Like Canada sets it up, for example, in the power play, they set it up and then they're set up and it's more static. And with the US, like they keep moving. Like it's like, okay, the one player like was over there and now she's over there. And it's just like, okay,
yeah.
where are all these players? You gotta have like, you constantly see every single player, while at the same time, like every single player can shoot the puck any second as well. So you gotta anticipate like literally everything.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah, it seems impossible.
Like,
Like,
I
does
don't-
not seem overly possible
I
for
don't-
one human being to do.
No, you can't.
Even goalies.
You need the
Despite-
tightest team in front of you playing the best defense and clog in the middle. Praying to God
Absolutely.
nothing squeaks through. Everybody get hit by everything.
Yeah. Actually, maybe that leads us, we can take a little bit of a break from talking Can USA if that's okay, because that Italy-Germany game looked a lot more like that today. It was a really close one. Germany ends up winning that one in the last second. Laura Klujo with a minute 28 or 29 to go gets the go-ahead goal for Team Germany to win that game. But the goaltending in this one, Florence was awesome. Abstrider was great. Durante was great for Italy. I think she's safe to say she's solidified as their starter going into the quarters.
I'd pick her.
I would assume so. Yes, I
Yeah.
would pick her as well. They both had a phenomenal game. Like they're like, it wasn't like an what do you call it? Like a game where it's like, whoa, you got to be on top of your heels like the whole game. It wasn't like that at all. But they showed up when they had to.
Yeah.
And they really, both of them played a strong game. And I think Durante is making the run to get the net for the quarterfinal.
And like, be honest, that Kluga goal, the game winner, that move, like how many
Yeah.
goalies are getting that? And Durante almost had a toe on it.
Yeah.
Like it literally
Yeah.
hit the post and went in. Like there
Yeah.
wasn't much real estate there.
Yeah.
How many
agree.
goalies are actually getting a chance on that?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That was like so nicely played. And with like a minute and a half left in a game, to be able to get such a breakaway and then like, well, I would say that's just hockey. Like
Yep.
there's nothing that she could have done differently.
That's it. That's the game. Some days the cookie crumbles in your what do we would say? Cookies crumbles in your favor?
Favor?
Yeah.
Cookie crumbles
There.
your way? I don't know.
In your favor. Sometimes it doesn't. But Kluga, I felt like she even got that first goal. The first goal was hers. It went off a Stalker's foot and in.
Yeah.
Nick's just happened to be
Mhm.
the closest that Stalker was tying up. So Kluga essentially put Germany on her back in this one. Italy, I felt really bad because they really, really wanted it. But like at the end of the day, Florence, when you're looking at this, it's like, what are you guys battling for? You're either going to play USA or Canada. So Germany now faces USA.
Yeah.
And Italy faces USA and Germany faces Canada. I don't know. Is it a win? Is there a better win here for either of these teams?
Honestly, I don't think so. But like the fact that they can like play the US now is like that's in terms of like being Italy. And like I think we can all agree, like I don't think anybody really expected Italy to like come out this strong.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
And so
100%.
now, like for them to be able to play in the quarterfinal, play against the US, like that's absolutely sick.
Yeah.
And I think that I think it's going to be like an awesome game to watch. In terms of Italy,
Yeah. The atmosphere, it's going to be
the
great.
atmosphere, everything. Like I think this is going to be like a really, really cool game.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm happy for both teams.
It's not so much about the result, honestly, but like for them having that experience to play against the best team in the world on the Olympic stage in front of their home crowd, like that's pretty cool.
Means a lot. Like
Yeah.
it's been mentioned a lot on the broadcast. The only other time they've been in the Olympics was 2006 and
Yeah.
didn't do what they wanted to there. It's just such an awesome improvement for the host
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
We got
I played against them
right.
in 2006.
Yeah. What do you remember
Forgot
that being
about
like?
that.
Yeah, that like it was insane. Like they like looking at the team now versus back then, like they're completely different. Like they came, they showed up, they were ready to compete. They worked really, really hard to get to where they are today. And back then, 20 years ago, they did not stand a chance. They did not
Yeah.
even stand a chance against like us, and we weren't like great back then either.
Right. Really cool to see that improvement. We got
Yeah.
a good goalie question in the chat too for you, Flo. This is back to Canada, USA, so we're hopping around a little bit. People are wondering if maybe Mashmeyer would be better suited to play the USA. I don't know your thoughts
More
on that.
athletic
I
of
don't-
attendee.
Yeah, interesting.
Debbie's
That-
very let the puck hitter, positionally sound.
That's a good question.
I don't know. Would like on those goals, would Mash have made any of the saves?
That's
on
the
those?
thing. That's the thing.
Like, well, who's You know,
Maybe if they both go in at the same time.
Same
and
time.
I
stand
don't-
next to one another.
play
I don't
shorthanded.
think it's looking at the goalie performance at this point. I think
Yeah.
it's more how is the team playing in front when Debian is in it versus Maschmeyer.
Right.
Like, does that make a difference for the team?
Yeah.
Is Canada playing different with either or in net? I think
Yeah.
it's more a question of that than like, hey, is she a better goalie
Right.
or not?
Good point.
What do you guys think about that?
I think you hit the nail on the head with it. How's-
Yeah. I like
I
the
mean,
idea of big
They're
braining
both
it.
great. I've got no problem with either of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Anne Renee Desbiens in a gold medal game. I think that's the first game she's ever lost at the Olympics today, right?
Oh.
So
Yep.
still gotta like her odds. Usually she locks in those moments.
Yeah. The bigger the
she's
moment, the
kind of
better
a
she is.
starter.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to everybody in the chat saying it, we just said it. That was not a goaltending issue, what happened in that game.
No, absolutely not.
Obviously.
You guys want to know something crazy? Is I just said that Germany's going to play Canada, but if Finland beats Canada on Thursday, Finland will actually be in second place and they'll play Germany.
Right. Yeah, we still got that one prelim game to go. And yeah, I never know how that'll shake out. There was another one that happened too. We could talk about your former team, Florence. Finland, Switzerland just wrapped up. Finland wins that one 3-1. It was Saskia Mauer that got the start again. Is Branley, do you know what's going on there? Was she dressed? Sorry, I didn't pull it up.
Because she had
Yeah.
just played.
Yeah, she was dressed. Okay.
Yesterday.
Brandley was the backup goalie today. And honestly, like, I'm putting that out there right away. I did not understand that decision.
No way.
I did not. No. Like, Brandley came into the Olympics being the number one goalie for Switzerland.
Yeah.
She got sick, was resting for 2 games. Mara showed up. She played absolutely phenomenal. You got to give it to her. She played fantastic against Czechia. She played fantastic against Canada. And then Brandley came in yesterday playing the US. And like, we just saw that like the US is dominating. They're
Yeah.
strong. And Brandley played an unreal
did.
game.
It was
She
only 2-0
played
for the
unreal.
longest time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was tight.
Yeah. And like that, like when I saw today that she's not like starting, I was shocked. I was
Yeah.
shocked.
It's gotta
Um,
be tough. Like from Branley's perspective, like you just get a little
Yeah.
sick and you lose your spot. Like that's tough mentally.
But
Yeah.
hold on. Was this a health thing? Did she need a day off rest because she was a little bit depleted? No, you don't think
I don't
so?
think so.
Mm.
No,
Mm.
I don't think so.
Then we got a problem here, people.
Yeah. And then the thing too is like the next game is the quarterfinal game.
Yeah,
So
for
it's
them.
like, who are you going to start now? Now you have like your initial number one goalie that only played 1 game so far
Right.
versus
Hopefully
other
she's
one
pissed
that-
off enough to come out with her best game to be like, see what you should have done?
Yeah.
Well, that's a thing. Like we talked about it the other day. It's like, well, you got to play whoever's hot,
Yeah.
and
It's a
like,
short-term tournament. Just empty
Yeah.
the tank. You're going
yeah,
for
and I'm
wins.
like Brandley, like in that 1 game she played, like she proved she was hot,
Yeah.
Yep.
and so that, yeah, I was really surprised to see Mauro in it. And
No,
again,
no
like,
Stalder, though,
we-
for Switzerland, right? For the entire
Yeah.
game?
Oh, that's such a heartbreaker.
Took a
What-
puck to the head?
She got a puck to the head during warm-ups.
What?
And did not come on the ice for the game.
Oh,
So
no.
I hope it's nothing like serious.
You
That
gotta
she'll
think if
be
she
out.
didn't play, like
Well, maybe like I'm
hope it's
keeping my
okay. You gotta hope
fingers
it's
crossed
okay.
of,
She's
like-
so tough though. Like I
like-
gotta imagine, like just being
Yeah.
around her a little bit. You know more than I. She's such a tough player.
She is.
Hard to imagine she'd miss a game if she didn't absolutely have to.
Yeah.
I know, but then at the same time, it's like the
Precautionary.
most important game is
quarters.
these games are
It's to
coming
come.
up, right? It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
quarterfinal, and
That's
then-
true.
right? And so depending on like what her current state is, like it might be smarter to like have taken today off.
Yeah, I guess she's.
At
not
least
the only
that's what I'm
captain in the
hoping.
Stands today.
That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, that is like that's a negative impact on
So
the
s-
team for sure. Like she's a key player on the Swiss team. She's their captain. We saw it with Canada today. Who's not in the lineup? Like that has an impact. And
Yeah.
same with Stalder not being in the lineup for Switzerland.
Jeepers. A lot of
Yeah.
crazy stuff has been happening this Olympics, guys.
Seriously, did you see that guy, the Norwegian guy who said he cheated on his girlfriend after he won the
Yes.
medal?
And
Like,
wants her back.
I've
and
been
so
wanting to
is-
talk about this on the show so bad. I didn't know how to work it in. But what was that?
He told her, he admitted it because he knew she was the love of his life and he had to be completely honest
That's
with
why.
her. if
The
he
other girl
wanted-
had a DM ready to go, and she was ready to send it, and he had to jump in and tell her first.
Probably. Who's to know? Regardless, the poor guy cried in front of the entire world.
So does it
What a
work?
story.
We do
I don't
hard-hitting
know.
hockey analysis on this show, by the way, everyone, as you know.
Would it work for me? No.
It can't work. Girls,
Yeah.
stay strong. Whoever you are, wherever you are, stay strong.
Yeah.
Do not let that win you over. I don't even know how to bounce back from that.
Japan eliminated.
yeah.
Sweden took them 4-0. Sweden stayed undefeated in Group B, top of that Group B. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this Swedish group. I feel like, have they faced a true test for themselves yet at this Olympic Games? It's coming in the quarters either way. We'll just have to wait and see how that shakes out for them. But not great news for them in this one as well, Julia.
Yeah, Hilda Svensson injured in the first period, and she didn't come back. Such a big piece of their offense and their defense, honestly. Like, she's just an all-around awesome player for them that's been adding all over the ice. So
Yeah.
tough injury news this
What's going
Olympics.
on?
Like, seriously, the juju is off. But again, this is the preliminary round. If you're gonna miss a game, this is the time to miss a game, and hopefully these are situations where the teams are taking every precaution to have players back for the quarters and such.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think especially in the case of Sweden now, I think they were very confident in winning against Japan today. So hopefully they also precautiously took Hilda Svensson out for the game and make so that she's going to be ready again for the next.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Flo, we got to let you go to bed. Anything we didn't ask you about that you wanted to share, goalie wise, thought wise? Anyone random story?
I think I got it all off
athletes
my
cheating?
chest.
It's all off your chest.
Good.
Okay, you can get to bed.
We
Thank you so
appreciate you,
much for
Flo.
doing this, staying up
Thanks
late
for
night.
having me. Take care.
Thank you, Flo. You're the best. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
Gotta love a little goalie chat.
I know.
Can't believe that guy just gets on the mic and it's like, I cheated on my girlfriend
I know.
of 6 months. Like,
I know. I don't. That part after
6
3
months?
months, he
Oh, is
cheated on her.
it was after
He
3 months.
he dated her for 6 full months, but at the 3-month mark, he cheated on her and then told her the week before the Olympics. Which, why don't you just wait till after the Olympics, bro? I
Why'd
don't
you
know.
blow up your? No, that's what I mean. The other girl, somebody was gonna blow that up. He didn't just.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like, I have to get this off my chest before
Yeah.
the Olympics.
Yeah.
Buckles, what do you think about the skier that cheated on his girlfriend?
Oh, thank goodness I've been brought in for this. I've been waiting. Actually, people are wondering if you guys could touch on more relationship advice on the pod. So
Yeah,
this
right.
might be
We do.
a
We have a
good
whole
turning
segment,
point.
guys. Dr. Jill, send us questions. Tess and I are here for you. We will answer your relationship questions. So will
Yep.
Buckles. So will Jackie. We have a lot of different perspectives to offer. We can.
There's
A
so
lot of
many different
life
perspectives.
experiences. Yes.
So many.
a lot. We can pretty much cover all your ranges. If the
There's
four-
gonna
between
be
the
like a
four of us,
Jocks
we can
After
answer
Dark.
all your questions. It's Dr. Jill, guys.
Yeah.
Bucks, you've been manning the chat. The chat seems like it's a bit of a dark place for Canadian fans right now.
Yeah, guys, it's been a cathartic experience for a lot.
Okay.
I've been feeling all the emotions. I'm an empath, so I've been feeling a lot of this. And I can't help but think about Rihanna's song, We Gotta Find Love in a Hopeless Place. So we gotta talk about how can Canada turn it around? You guys have talked about this, but you guys have covered a lot of the questions that have already come in the chat. But what are positive things to look forward to here? What are something that we
Positive?
can give?
You want
Yeah,
me to tell
we
you
need the
positive?
Canadian fans.
You showed
to
them.
get
You
fired up.
showed them your worst game. They know nothing about your best game. They've seen a ton of your worst. They don't know what your best game is yet, and they don't know how to defend it yet. They don't know any of your great power play setups that you have. They don't know any of your great face-off plays that you have. They know nothing about anything good about you guys. So that's what it is. All you got to do is bring it. One game. It's just one game. But you got to get to that one game first. So
Mhm.
figure it out in the games leading up.
Absolutely. I feel like somebody needs to rein in Murphy. That's also something of
Don't even rein it in. Let her do whatever the hell she wants. I don't care. Murphy's
Right.
invisible until, well, not invisible because she's very much visible with and without the puck, but like on a skill standpoint, I'm talking about. But all that other BS, that's white noise. That goes
Right.
away.
Right. Yeah, no, there's been a lot of questions surrounding around. I mean, Murphy's always a fun person to talk about, but yeah, I think the positivity, it comes down to one game, you guys.
That's
also,
it.
it's Team Canada.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Emma Malte said on your guys' show, like they have experience.
They
They've
need to
been here
channel that.
before.
They need to channel
100%.
that. And they need to channel that mojo out there because there was no mojo. It was a lot of Joe, no Mo.
No, there was no evidence of Mo, only Joe. But
Yeah.
gosh, that American team, guys, just brought it. Like, this might just be,
They're so fun to watch.
this just might just be
Ah.
the team of destiny. Like,
I
it
know.
might just be the Americans' year. Hillary Knight has proudly announced her last Olympics. They're all playing that way for her. Like, it might just, like, the U.S. is just so good. They're such
Cruise
monsters.
control, baby. Cruise control. They are
thing
flow
is,
state.
too, it's
They
like,
are.
they're in flow state. They are in
Yeah.
flow state. But the thing is, too, it's like this is going to be the team for the next. I'm always thinking about the next gen.
Yeah.
For the next however many Olympics.
Yeah.
And as a Canadian hockey fan, you got to be shaking in your boots a little bit about that as
A
well.
lot of it.
Yeah. Somebody just said in the chat, I didn't realize Susanna Tapany didn't play for Finland today. So we'll be tracking that to see. She left their game previously, and I didn't realize that she wasn't in the lineup today. So I'm
I missed
looking
that
for
too.
more.
How did
I'm
we
combing
miss
around
that?
for more information on that, guys. We'll update you if we hear anything else about Susanna Tapany, one of our favorites on this podcast, and just an absolute star for Finland on the international stage and for Boston, obviously, in the P-Dub. Yeah, that was crazy, everyone. Did you have any individual thoughts on Abby Murphy's game, Buckles? Like, and just how insane Tessa called her the Prime Minister of Canadian hockey, which I'm obsessed with.
No, I loved how it started like that, and then she's got to turn invisible. We've gone from either perspective of Murphy, which is true, but it's hard to make her invisible. She's so talented, you guys. She is a perfect agitator, like the best teammate to have. If I'm a Canadian player, I can think of a bunch of them that can shut this down. Somebody's got to shut her down. Like somebody's gotta out mojo her, as you're saying, Tessa.
Yeah.
I know the Maltese got
be
some
her
some
distraction.
chat.
Be
yeah,
her distraction.
get in
Seriously.
her ear. You
Doesn't
gotta
have to be
you gotta
her.
do
Go
something.
after somebody else.
You gotta
so then
set
she
the tone.
comes after you. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
Totally.
set the tone in a specific way, and I think a quick way is disrupting the piece with the disruptor.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be a big key, and then just focusing on your game. But Murphy, like, yeah, like Skarupa was saying, there's nothing worse than when somebody's in your ear and talking the talk, but then walking the walk.
Yeah.
and,
Oh,
like,
just
feeding
lighting you up,
backhand-
too.
Yeah.
Backhand passes into the slot with 2D on you. Like, you're bringing all that attention to yourself. This player, you guys, like, I loved everything about Murphy's game. And
A
then,
lot of hold my beer moments. Yeah.
yeah.
No
KK
tap in the
Harvey,
lineup,
too.
by
Abby
the way.
Murphy would do it with the beer in her hand. Like, she's just such a sicko. Like, she really is.
She is.
We
no
haven't
tap in
even-
the lineup, guys. She wasn't in the lineup. Didn't even play the game. Didn't even show up. Wasn't on the roster.
Yeah, so we're thinking of
Hopefully
Susanna
she's
Tapany
okay.
right now. If she's ill or injured, we'll have an update for you next time we're back after the first day of quarterfinal action.
All right.
I was just going to say something else, but now I forget what it was. Oh, this was my final thought on Team Canada. Like, we're talking poo here, which is so true, and she wasn't in the lineup, and it's terrible, and it sucks when she's not. But, like, Canada's other best players, and there are a lot of them, didn't even
So
play
many.
close to their best abilities. So
No.
you're right. That's the positive that we could, if you're a Canadian fan, look for in all this. And, yeah, if you're an American, nothing but positives to take from that game today. Just, like, absolute cash in the bank.
Well, also watching Pooh watch the game, like, I'm like, oh my goodness, the bear. Like, don't poke the bear. The
good
bear's
thing.
been poked. And, like,
It's like
I
the
don't
face
even
she
care.
makes from the penalty box when she's like this.
I don't even care if she has 2 broken legs. Like, the game that she's about to have when she comes back out for the Canadians is going to be monstrous.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's scary. All right. Thank you all very much for helping us by watching our live shows. We appreciate you tuning in and chatting hockey with us and liking Jocks and Jills across social media. We're on X, Instagram, We're on the PWHL's YouTube page. You can find this episode there afterwards. You can find this on Spotify and Apple Music too. Throw us a like and a subscribe there. It really helps us out. And, you know, we always like to hear what you guys like. Throw us a comment. Let us know. We're always in the comments and in the DMs and everything. Thank you very much to Shark Ninja, our presenting sponsor at Jocks and Jills, and thank you to the players just giving it their all out there, giving us something to yap about. This has been so much fun. The Olympics, just throwing on the TV every morning and getting into it. So love this time of year and love doing it with all of you. Again, our next live show will be after the first day of the quarterfinals, Tessa, and then we're packing our bags and heading over to Milano for the second day of the quarterfinals.
We'll be washing our hands. Don't worry.
Yeah. Wash your hands. Don't cheat on your girlfriends.
Moral of the day.
Drive the net. That's what we've learned through the prelims. Well, prelims -1 because of that weird norovirus game that's going to happen before the quarters. It's been weird, guys. The prelims have been weird, and we imagine the tournament will continue that way. Make sure you keep it locked right here on Jocks and Jills for all the action. We will talk to you very soon.